Economics, Standard 11, Unit 3, Production Analysis continued. Let us learn today Economies of Scale. Scale of production refers to the ratio of factors of production. The ratio can change because of availability of factors. The scale of production is an important factor affecting the cost of production. Every producer wishes to reduce the cost of production. A producer always thinks of his profit, and so he likes to reduce the cost of production. Hence, the producer uses an advantage of economy of scale. He uses an advantage of economy of scale. This economy of scale is affected both by the internal and external factors of the firm. Accordingly, economies are broadly divided into two types by Marshall. So Marshall has divided these economies into two types: internal economies and external economies. So economies of scale just divided into two types by Alfred Marshall: internal economies and another external economies. External economics. Marshall has divided economies of scale into two: internal economies and external economies. Economies of scale reduces the cost of production, and diseconomies of scale increases the cost of production. So there are economies of scale and diseconomies of scale. Economies of scale reduces the cost of production, and diseconomies of scale increases the cost of production. Now, internal economies of scale. The term internal economies of scale refers to the advantages enjoyed by the production unit, which causes a reduction in the cost of production of the commodity. For example, a firm enjoying the advantage of an application of most modern machinery, generation of internal capital, and improvement in managerial skill, etc., we are sure to reduce the cost of production. Internal economies of scale are various types. First, technical economies. So, under internal economies, the first technical economies. When the size of the firm is large amount of capital can be used. There is a possibility to introduce up-to-date technologies. This improves productivity of the firm. Here, research and development strategies can be applied easily. So, in the large-scale firm, research and development strategies can be applied easily. Second, financial economies. So, first technical economies and second financial economies. So, big firms can float shares in the market for capital expansion, while small firms cannot easily float shares in the market. So, only rich firms or big firms can easily float their shares in the market for capital expansion. Thirdly, managerial economies. Large-scale production facilitates specialization and delegation. So, managerial. So, third one is managerial. So, managerial economies is also very important for large scale of production. And fourth, labor economics. Large scale production implies greater and minute division of labor. Division of labor is implied in the large scale production. This leads to specialization, which enhances the equality and which enhances the quality. This increases the productivity of the firm. And so, in labor economics helps in the large scale production, and when large scale production implies greater and minute division of labor. And so labor economics, fourth, labor. And fifth, the fifth important internal economics is marketing economics. In the context of large scale production, the producers can both buy raw materials in bulk at cheaper rate and can take the products to distant markets. They enjoy a huge bargaining power. So in the large scale production, in that what we have, the cost of production is less. And the context of large scale production, the producers can both buy raw materials for cheaper rate and they can carry or they can take their products to distant markets very easily. They enjoy a huge bargaining power. So marketing. So fifth important is marketing. And other important one, economics of survival. Smaller firms, they cannot survive long. You see here, economics of survival is very important. Product diversification is possible when there is large scale production. This reduces the risk in production. Even if the market for one product collapses, market for other commodities actually offsets it. So if there is one product's market is collapsed, there is another way for, another opening is there for large scale productions. So other commodities offsets it. So economics of survival. So sixth important point is survival. So under economics of scale, internal economics and external economics. So internal economics, technical economics, financial economics, managerial economics, labor economics, marketing economics and economics of survival. External economics of scale. External economics of scale refer to changes in any factor outside the firm, not inside the firm, outside the firm, causing an improvement in the production. This can take place in the case of industry also. There are the advantages enjoyed by all the firms in the industry due to the structural growth. Important external economies of scales are namely increased transport facilities, banking facilities, development of townships, and development of information and communication. So under external economics, increase in transport facilities. So transport first one, and second banking facilities and development townships, banking, township. So transport facilities, banking facilities, development of townships, finally development of information and communication. Information and communication. So there are internal economics and external economics of scale. Diseconomies of scale. The second important economics of scale is diseconomies of scale. It is a disadvantage of an economy. The diseconomies of the scale are a disadvantage to a firm or an industry or an organization. This necessarily increases the cost of production of a commodity or service. Further, it delays the speed of the supply of the product to the market. These diseconomies of the scale can be divided into two types: internal diseconomies of scale and external diseconomies of scale. When the scale of production increases beyond optimum limit, it is called internal diseconomies of scale. In this case, its efficiency may come down. The term external diseconomies of scale refers to the threat or disturbance to a firm or an industry from factor lying outside it. For example, a bus strike. A bus strike prevents the easy and correct entry of the workers into a firm. Similarly, the rent of a firm increases very much if new economic units are established in the locality. So if new economic units are established in the locality, the rent of firm also increases. So we have seen economics of scale and diseconomies of scale. Let us continue learning isocons in the next lesson, in the next class. Let us continue learning the next unit in this same chapter, isocont, in the next class. Thank you for listening.